Opening the window to have some air in the apartment. Right now, I'm not in the hospital. I was allowed to stay during the pregnancy. I was allowed to be there and hold my son after some time after he was born. Actually, I held him before my wife. There was some complications, which we'll talk about later, perhaps in the video. Hello and welcome. But I do want to talk about how the whole process was. So he was born October 8th, 2025, obviously. And actually, I will be picking my son up with my wife on Monday. So in about 2 days. Good morning. But I wanted but I wanted to get on here to just say he was born. He was born. He came out and he's healthy. They took blood samples from him, and he was sick at first because it was a very stressful birthing for him and my wife. And I'll get more into detail in a full video in the future. This is just a live to talk about. He was born. He also was born really blonde, which is really funny. When he came out, he was very purple, a lot of lack of oxygen, like very dark, and he had such blonde hair that I thought he was albino. I asked the doctors, like, is he albino? Because I thought, I don't know, it just looked really interesting. Maybe I'll share some photos in the future. Hello, thank you so much. Good morning. So it's now his third day alive. He's in the hospital with my wife. But when he was born, like I said, he was so brown, so not even brown, black, purple, and his hair is so blonde that I thought he was albino. But then after a few minutes, they gave him to me. It was maybe like 5 minutes after he was born. They gave me my son, and his color started obviously to change. And I remember when the doctor went to weigh him, he started peeing on her. So I already know not to hold him like this, because she grabbed him like this to lay him down. She grabbed him facing her to lay him down on his back to get weighed, and he peed all over her. So now I know if I'm gonna hold him to lay him down and he's naked, I'll hold him some other way. Yes, my son, I had a baby boy. My son, I didn't give birth, obviously. My wife gave birth to our son here in Russia. I think I should clarify this for anybody who's not a frequent viewer of this channel. My name is Daniel. I'm married to a Russian woman. I've been married for over a year, but I've been with her like 3 years. And his name is Felix Alexander. He's gonna have two names rather than have Danielovich. So yeah. Spasiba, Oleg. Spasiba. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm living in Irkutsk Oblast, Russia. It's been about 3 days since my son was born. I'm here live from our apartment. So his name is Felix Alexander, or the Happy Felix. In Spanish, it would be I'm gonna call him Feliciano. I just we wanted a Spanish and a Russian name, so he's gonna have two names, and that's what it is. Yeah, I'm from the 818. I'm from Silmar, California. But for people who don't know, such a small town, such a small place, it's just Los Angeles. But I'll tell you something. Thank you so much, my friend. I'll tell you something. They were so professional. Ты говори по-русски? Нет, я не говорю по-русски. Я говорю по-английски. My wife and my son are still at the hospital, and it's going to take about 2 more days for her to get out. What people don't know is that she was been in the hospital for over a week. And right now it's snowing, so it's somewhat cold. Um, and yeah, my wife was in the hospital for over a week, and everything. The birthing is a little bit complicated. I'm gonna do a full video with videos and explaining things what had been happening. But honestly, I think that it went as good as it was ever gonna go because they were so professional at that hospital. I don't think I don't think that learning the language is a token of respect over a lot of the things I've already done here in Russia. So even if I don't learn Russian, it's not that I'm not respecting Russia. I've done way more things that mean more than learning the language is respectful towards Russia. I don't, I mean, what do you tell someone who can't talk in Russia, who's a mute person? Hey, learn Russian as a sign of respect. No, there's, I don't think the language is that important. There's other ways of honoring Russia than speaking a language. There's a lot of Russians, in fact, that don't speak Russian. There's a lot of languages, a lot of people inside of Russia who speak a different language. Thank you, thank you. Again, I can't wait for my son to come home. He was born October. Muchas gracias, mamá. Muchas gracias. He was born one day after Vladimir Putin was born, and I kept telling my wife, do not have him today, please. It was October 7th, Vladimir Putin's birthday, and I kept saying, do not have the kid today. I hope he doesn't come out today. I said, let's respect the boss, because it's really funny. It's a good story to tell my son that, hey, you were born one day after Vladimir Putin. I'm pretty sure Vladimir Putin is going to be remembered for a long time, if not forever, in the Russian Federation or amongst the Russian people. And to tell my son that he was disciplined enough to be born not on the same day as Putin is a very good good story. From the state of Georgia, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you guys, thank you guys. Here, I want to show you what I've been doing. I've been washing a bunch of baby stuff, yeah. And I built that. It came from wild berries. I built that. Okay. I'm sorry if there's a mess. But my wife built that. I helped her only a little bit. My wife wanted to build the baby bed by herself. And today, estoy muy feliz, mi querido Ángel. Yo te mando más fotos de mi hijo más tarde. Muchas gracias por todo. Estoy muy feliz. So if anybody, what you think? It's good. If anybody has any questions about hospitals or the cost of having a baby in Russia, in the future, like now I know, the majority of the cost, Texas, nice. The majority of the cost when you have a baby in Russia, it's gonna be the things that you have to take to the hospital yourself. You have to take a certain amount of diapers. You have to take a certain amount of pads for you to give birth. A lot of the one second. What a funny person. a lot of the things that you have to take in order to have a baby in Russia, you have to take them. Um, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people in other countries, they do take like a baby bag getting ready to give birth. But here in Russia, it's a little bit more particular. You do need certain items that I don't think I, you do have to take items that I think in the West they have at the hospital, but it's because the cost is so huge, right? So I think it evens out. But I wanted to come here and just say the boy is born. I'm gonna build a little bit more things here. I have things I have to build for my wife. And if anybody has any questions before I get off, was it a natural birth or a C-section? That I'll answer on the full video that I'm going to be publishing today. I'm going to be making a full video. I have videos from the day he was born at the hospital. I, again, stayed with her the entire time. Hey, Beardy, brother, hello. So when it's full details like that, I want to break down in the full video because it was actually an up and down, up and down. Is it gonna, everything's gonna be fine? Everything is going good. Oh shit, everything's going bad. At one point, my son's heartbeat went below 60 per minute, which is insane. Barry Matthews, thanks, man. Thank you so much. It's been so long since I've seen what the hell that message looks like, but it's awesome. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate the support. And I tell people all the time, all of my money is going to go towards feeding my son Felix and my wife Ksenia so she can produce the baby milk. Like, that's all I can think about is just feeding them both nonstop. I want them both to just get a little bit bigger. Thank you so much for the support. The donations of memberships really means a lot as it helps the community grow. No, they didn't. They don't circumcise babies in Russia. I'm also not Muslim or Jewish. I don't know if Orthodox people do that, but the church, I mean the hospital didn't do it. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Muslim, and I think that this is a tradition for the Muslim and Jewish people. I don't want to offend anyone, and I know maybe it's different in your countries, but my son was not circumcised. I wouldn't allow uh, the doctors to take a part of my son. If somebody's gonna cut him, it's gonna be me. Okay, if somebody's gonna cut my son anywhere, it's gonna be me. And nobody's gonna be grabbing my son. So yeah. I don't know. It's not healthier to do based on medical research. It's healthier to do based on medical research if you don't take showers and if you don't have no hygiene. Just remember that. So the research is done compared if you circumcised, uncircumcised. I don't want to talk about this for a long time, but there's no such research that says it's healthier. Okay, the research is done against people who don't shower, people who don't clean themselves, right? Because you can also have the same things if you are circumcised, if you don't shower. It's all about hygiene, okay? There's no such research. So that's a good question. Thank you, whoever asked it. That was a good question. Iomcast. No, that not the person who asked. Who asked? Well, I don't actually know. How much did he weigh, Linda? He weighed 6 pounds, 6 solid pounds. Because when you see him, the boy is doesn't look like a little guy, but he is a little guy. But he was 6 pounds. Of course, I hope he gains some weight really fast here in the. Like I said, that's why I want my son to eat a lot. I want Xenia to eat a lot. I want them to produce. I want her to produce milk. Te quiero mucho, Ángel. Ya nos vamos a ver muy pronto allá en Guadalajara. Thank you. Hey, Ginger. I love you, my friend. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, for the people who came and don't know his name yet, his name is Felix Alexander. His name is Felix Alexander. I wanted to always have two names for my son or my daughter. I had already Amelia Larissa, and sometimes, I mean, for some reason, all both names have A's in them. I have a name, middle name that starts with an A, and it's really interesting because my son now has a middle name with an A. Is there anything I can send for you and your? No. So if you guys want to send anything, hopefully after the sanctions are done, you can send. But it's just really hard to receive mail right now. Actually, Miguel, if anybody wants to send anything, is Dick here in the United States sends to Russia now. So if you guys are really serious about potentially wanting to send something in the future, join our Telegram, The Russian Experience, and I can connect you onto how to send things into Russia now. There is a way of sending packages, letters, anything into Russia now through SDEC. SDEC is a Russian company, a logistics company that now is operating very strongly in the United States. It's now able to send into Russia. East Coast sailing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am very happy. And guys, I am not at the hospital. I am at our apartment here. There's my wife's slippers for the inside of the house. What I'm doing is getting things ready for picking them up on Monday. So everything hopefully is going good with you guys. Hopefully you're having a beautiful day. What I'm doing now is my wife ordered a mirror and desk, and I'm gonna be building it for her. I want her to come home and be really happy. The grandpa is going to spoil him. Yeah, the grandpa is so in love with him. I think my son looks more like the grandpa. I told some of you guys who were watching earlier, my son was born very blonde, very blonde. Like, you couldn't even tell he has eyebrows. And I was born with very dark hair, so that's definitely something that he got genetically from his Russian side. Uh, on dad strength. That's funny. Health is not based on weight. Uh, yeah. You're right. Health doesn't really say if he's healthy or not because he is very well proportioned. He's just a smaller baby. But I do want to fatten him up with the delicious milk because he's still having trouble latching onto the nipple. So I want him to gain some weight on the good food that his mom has. Olga, hello. My wife has been at the hospital for over a week. My son has been at the hospital with my wife for 3 days, and he's going to be there for today and tomorrow. On Monday in the afternoon, which is in a day and a half, I should be hopefully bringing him home. Thank you so much for the kind words. My birthday is on October 15th. You have the same birthday as one of my great buddies, too. That's interesting. October 15th, huh? Hello, Nomadic Will. Welcome. For the people who missed it, again, his name is Felix Alexander. I named him Alexander because it's a strong name here in Russia, and there's been emperors from Russia named Alexander. Obviously, you know Alexander the Great, but we put it Felix in front because Felix means the lucky one or the happy one and stuff like this. So I really like old Latin names from emperors, right? Like Octavius, Augustus, all of these things mean something. Even the name Caesar ended up meaning like emperor itself. So I like Latin based or Greek names that mean something more than what it just is. So in my mind, because I'm Mexican American, His name is Felix Alexander, or the happy Alexander, or the blessed Alexander, just something of good, which is what Felix means. It's just good things. We have Serbia, the Serbian brother in the chat. Henry's a good strong name too, though. You see, like, I like older names that. What the hell is this? This is not the instructions for. Thank you, thank you. Guys, some people say like sleepless nights. Maybe some of my subscribers don't know, but I'm an Afghanistan war veteran. And I told my wife, and my wife was very worried. She said, a lot of people say we will not sleep and all these things. I said, babe, I stood watch at random places as a Marine, non-combat, combat, and I stood watch in what were supposed to be important places around the world. There's nothing more important than standing watch for my son. I don't care about sleepless nights. I get it when I can, okay? I'm a man in a different caliber, I guess, because of my military background. It will be an honor not to sleep for 5 days nonstop. I wish I could feel that again, because if it's my son, it's more meaningful. It's like a true reason why you shouldn't sleep. And if you're not sleeping because you're watching your son, it's not a sleepless night. It's just another Tuesday night, motherfucker. That's my mentality, you see? I love it. I love it. I can't wait. I hope I get to experience that. And sorry, I offended somebody maybe if I said a bad word. But for me, it's no such thing as sleepless nights. It's just another Tuesday night. It's nothing for me. Yeah. Sleep is not for me at night. It's get it when you can, boys. Get it when you can. Um, and for the people who know this channel long enough, my wife is a very, very strong willed Siberian woman, a good, strong Russian woman. And although I know I can do it myself, I know if she wants to help, she's going to do it. So I am dedicated to being a relationship of two that can uh, attend to our child, take care of him together. I think the baby looks like me, I guess. Did I scratch myself? I think the baby looks like me, but he's blonde. Okay? I know the color of his hair is going to change, but his hair was so blonde that I thought he was albino. His hair was so blonde that I thought he had no eyebrows. And that's not part of me. Yes. So breastfeeding moms, of course. I'm not going to make my wife wake up in the middle of the night. It's guys, trust me. I want her to sleep so much and breastfeed him when he must be breastfed, but she carried him for 9 months, and I respect her so much for what happened the day of his birth. Believe me, I was there. Uh, I saw many births that day. Okay. Um, I'm gonna make a full video on it. Uh, I just so yes. Somebody asked, "What does the boy look? Who does the boy look like?" I think he looks like me, but he's just blonde. Thank you so much. Let me know if we're back, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know. Maybe Ginger's generosity took it down almost. Love you, Ginger. Uh, Let me know what the sound is like. So what I have here is my like a vanity. I'm gonna be building a vanity thing for my wife. Can we So my wife, her dream was always to have a vanity with a mirror, and her birthday's coming up in October 26, and I'm going to be, I mean, I bought this for her and I'm going to be building it. It's her dream, and I'm going to put it in front of the bed there. So she will have this bed, a beautiful bed, and I'm putting it right there on the wall. It's going to be like a floating vanity. Is that what it's called? I'm not even sure. Maybe I'm making up words here. It's a floating vanity with a beautiful mirror. So inside here, she can keep all of her makeup, all of her things for getting ready in the morning. And it's been a wish that she's always wanted. And so, yeah, I'm going to be working on that today. It's like a makeup table, I guess. One second. She also has this chair. You can see the theme of our things are gray. So she has this chair. She has this color vanity, and it's gonna be a mirror in front. So this is my wife's birthday present, but she basically made her own birthday present by having a her own child. So let's go ahead and talk with you guys. I missed the beginning of the live. How big is the baby? So the baby was born 6 pounds. He was born very blonde. His name is Felix Alexander. He was born on October 8th, 2025, and he was born on the 11th, on the 23rd hour of the 55th minute. So he was born basically on the last 5 minutes of October 8th. And he is a good boy because I told him not to be born on President Putin's birthday. So he was born one day after President Putin. And I know guys always forget their kids' birthdays. I'm not going to forget it now because it'll be Putin's birthday, then it'll be my son's birthday. It'll be my best buddy Damir's birthday in Moscow, and then it'll be my son's birthday. So it's a beautiful thing, you know. If I ever did meet President Vladimir Putin, I'd tell him, hey, your birthday present was another Russian citizen. My son was born the day after you. Hello, Daniel. It's the guy who want to play with you airsoft. I want to go airsoft already. Write to me on Telegram, please. Пожалуйста. Please. I remember, please. Now, I want to go this year or next year as soon as possible. I got to get it out of the way. Yeah, he wasn't born on October 7th because he respects the boss and he didn't want to come out on Vladimir Putin's birthday. Congratulations from Australia. Thank you. Congratulations on becoming a father. I hope he grows up with his parents. Yes. I don't intend on getting divorced. I took my ring off because I'm working with furniture and I don't want to scratch it. Thank you, Liliana. I will say I grew up without a father, and I grew up okay, but I would never want to put my children through a broken marriage. I never had children before this. I've never tried before this. I was married, then I had a child, and it's just how I see it. I don't want my son to experience what I've experienced. I told my brother, my brother in Los Angeles, I said, now is the time to fix everything that was wrong with us, because we grew up in a ghetto. We grew up in a very sketchy 1990s California where we saw many kids being jacked, many PDF files on the streets in the open. So many things were happening in the 90s, and I want to my son will not experience any of that. Linda, thank you so much. Yeah, my little devil dog. I'm telling you, I think my son, I showed my, one second, I'll show you guys too. I'll show you guys something funny. We're expecting him to be home in a day and a half. I'm gonna show you guys something funny. So you guys know, oh, you guys know I wear my tilnashka all the time. Spasiba, Max. You guys know I'm always rocking my tilnashka. Yeah, Olga's daughter was born a month is a month yesterday, right? And essentially, Olga and we have babies of very similar age. You know, a month off, around there, and she wrote to me, and I'm sorry if I'm sharing this, Olga, but she wrote to me, and I was so proud of her because I know what you went through, Olga. I was there for my wife. I was there all day at the maternity hospital. I saw three women give birth, just how it was set up. How it was set up in our maternity hospital. I got to see women give birth. It's just how it's set up. And so when Olga wrote to me yesterday that her daughter was a month old, I I felt so much love and respect for her as a woman, especially as a Russian woman here. Um, it filled me with pride because I saw what my wife went through. She wrote to me, and I was filled with so much love. And bless you, bless your child, Olga. We love you. Thank you so much for being a part of the community. And you know, it's nothing but respect. And so I wanted to show you guys my son's gear here. Somebody was talking about my new little marine pup over there. So I think this is pretty similar, right? It's almost like he's in a little mini tilnashka. Or am I tripping out? Yeah, of course it has a crab and everything, but look at that. Isn't it similar? Because this is how I dress inside the house. And yeah. Oh yeah, the baby. I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff there. That's what we're covering today. And this one here is for the paratroopers. This one here is a paratrooper style because it has the cut sleeves. Okay. The tilnashka for the VDV is usually with cut, uh, whatever the hell it's called, sleeveless. So we also have a sleeveless style tilnashka. Of course, it has this little duck here. I think that's Donald, El Pato Donald. So he is gonna be super Russian like this. And of course, he has his military camouflage onesie thing here. The grandfather's probably gonna love when he's in this because like here in Siberia, I mean, in some parts of Russia, west of the Urals, I'm pretty sure small town folk wear camouflage all the time. But here in this part of Siberia, they're always in camouflage. We wear camouflage. I wear my gorka. So we're always like this. And this is something I wanted to show you guys, you know? We're gonna be matching. Uh yeah, my son just oh wait, who escaped from the gulag? Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, guys. So yeah, this is the VDV. This is like for sure the lighter one, and the normal Tilnashka is gonna be for me. Abraço do Brasil para você. Obrigado. Oh my gosh, the Portuguese is so fun. Abraços. I don't know how you say. I don't know how to speak Portuguese. Okay, I don't speak Portuguese, but I've heard so much Portuguese, and because we speak Spanish and Portuguese are very similar, so I just faked knowing how to read that. I'm sorry if uh, I did something wrong there, but I know obrigado. Hey, by the way, thank you, Sid. Você falou certo. A big kiss to you, my friends over there in Brazil. Brazil, a beautiful part of BRICS. So I want to continue also with saying things about the hospital that maybe some of you guys, if you guys ever come to Russia, not to have kids, but just for hospitals in general, the public hospitals, the bigger hospitals are so squared away. The doctor grabbed me by the hand before he took my son out and said, "This is how it's gonna look. There's where it's gonna be." The doctor explained everything in Russian, of course, but I understood. You know, he was talking to me in Russian. This is where he's gonna be born. Don't worry. And he delivered my son, and he had. As soon as Senya went in, 5 minutes later, he handed me my son in my arms, and I got to hear him cry, and it was beautiful. Yolka, thank you so much. I can't wait. You know, if we're still doing YouTube in 2 to 3 years, I promise you, my son is gonna be working out there on the dacha. I'm gonna be farming, I'm planting, gardening with him, working around the house. It's gonna be awesome. I'm not. I've never done the airsoft, but I was invited to the airsoft in Irkutsk city by some Russian guys, and I want to do it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words, Carmen Vasquez. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much, Carmen Vasquez. Carmen, do you know where your last name is from? You know, a lot of the names, especially, I mean, Vasquez almost sounds like El País Vasco. It's probably from a very particular part of Spain. How is Xenia feeling? Okay, so Xenia is recovered, or sorry, Xenia is recovering. Uh, yeah, Basque Country for sure. Xenia's recovering right now. She had a very good early delivery, but she had a very bad delivery towards the end, and she's had to suffer a lot. So her recovery is going to be take longer than usual. I'll say that, and I will go on and explain to what happened and everything on the video that's coming out today. I'm gonna be recording a video today, showing video of what was happening during the good times, and then going on and talking about what happened during the bad times. At the end, everything was okay. My son is fine. My wife is fine. They send me updates every minute. I'm always begging, please send me a photo of Felix. Huh, 1 second. I have an idea. So I'm charging the iPad. I'm gonna be. Thank you guys for the donations. Everything that's sent is obviously going to go towards feeding Xenia so that Xenia can feed my son Felix. Um, I'm gonna show you pictures from the hospital. Xenia sent me photos, so I'm gonna show you the photos she sent me. It's gonna be a nice thing for you guys who are watching live. What's tradition after birth? Did you ask your father-in-law? No, here in Russia, it's pretty bad tradition. I was there for my son's birth. No one else, no other guy was there at their kid's birth that night, October 8th. There was five women gave birth. I was the only father at the hospital, and two of the women, they said that their husbands were drinking, getting drunk. This seems to be a tradition in Russia where the son, while the women is giving birth, the men are getting drunk to celebrate. I don't agree with this. I don't think it's a good thing. Not all Russian guys do this, but a lot of them do this. And it is what it is. As far as tradition, when my wife comes home, I'm going to have many flowers here and I'm going to give her, you know, a lot of love. So when she comes home, I'm going to fix this up with flowers. I'm going to have a lot of things. Um, and every culture has their thing, but Kenya's father got in trouble for trying to go in the hospital. If you guys don't know, in the old Soviet Union, it was very unusual for a man to be there at birth. They separated the man and women, and they said, "Listen, this is a woman's role, and your role is to do whatever the hell." And I was told that I was not going to be able to be there for my son's birth because we live in a very Soviet style city still. Believe me, Siberia still has a lot of Siberian tendencies. But in the end, they let me be at my son's birth, and I held Xenia, I massaged Xenia, I prepared her mentally. We were both mentally prepared for what happened at the end, and I'm gonna get into it in the full video. The iPad is charging. You guys are gonna get to see a photo that my wife sent me that I think is beautiful. And yes, so it is what it is. Yes, my family in the United States know about my son. They love him and they can't wait to see him in person. Hey, my boy. Thank you, Emperor. Thank you so much, my friend. It was my dream to have a child. I wanted first a girl. I had a name for a girl that. So if you guys don't know, let me get into it. I haven't talked about it, Olga, yet. I haven't talked about it. I'm gonna talk about it in a full video. And yes, I've been tired. I haven't recovered myself from the birth. And shout out to my family in Irkutsk who gave me a place to sleep, but my mind has been racing. If you don't know, Ksenia lost her mother about 10 years ago to negligence of the doctors. Thank you so much, Carmen. Really, it means a lot. I saw it and I really appreciate you. So Ksenia lost her mother, and when I became her husband, well, even while I was dating her, I wanted to have a daughter so I can name her Amelia Larisa. Larisa is Ksenia's late mother's name. So in my heart, I wanted a daughter. I wanted to uh, give to her family another daughter with the name of her mother. And Ksenia really has been so strong, but her mother passed away at a very early age. And so I believed, oh, I want a daughter. So now it was always my dream to have a child. And at first I wanted a daughter. I found out I was having a son. Okay, I love him so much. But my original desire to have a child with Xenia was to have a daughter. And hopefully we can try again to have another kid. And if it's a girl, I already know the name. You already know the name. If the next child is a girl, her name will be Amelia Larisa. So Luz Yeah, somebody already asked about the circumcision. I'm not Muslim. I'm also not Jewish, and he was not circumcised because I don't allow other people to cut my family. Again, if anybody's gonna make my son bleed, it's gonna be me after we box or something, you know? Larissa was my grandma from Russia. It's a beautiful name. I love it. Larissa is also an ancient city in Greece. If you want to don't wear rubber boots. Yeah. Yes. It's my dream to have a daughter named after the late mother-in-law. Okay, guys. I want to move this live. I guess the people who have joined already know my son is born. They know my son's name is Felix. I'm gonna go get a photograph. You guys are gonna be the first people to see. Somebody asked something about YouTube. One second. Any big plans for YouTube since now you're a family, your family is bigger? So I'll probably make different videos just like family oriented where I'm explaining things. You know, like I have to register my son in a different manner than a normal Russian because my son will have two names. I've had to contact the Mexican embassy. I have to fly to Moscow. It's just, it's just a bunch of stuff I have to do. So, as this is where we make our income. We make some videos and it is what it is. Arnold, I think they're asking about Islam because from what I know, uh, circumcision is a tradition in the Muslim faith and in the Jewish faith, mostly, right? Mostly. I think circumcision is very, very religious based. Thank you so much. Let me go get the photo of my son. You guys are going to be the first to see it. Let's go. Yeah, it was early in Christianity, but here in the Orthodox religion and in the land of Russia, they don't do it off the bat. My son was not cut. Well, you learn Russian now. I speak and understand enough Russian. I will not be visiting the United States anytime soon, so I speak Russian. Understand Russian. I don't speak a lot of it, but it is what it is. I will learn more Russian now that my son is born because he will be spoken to in Russian. So this is the photo my wife sent me. You can see he's very blonde. He doesn't even have eyebrows. You can't really see that he has eyebrows. So this is my son Felix Alexander. Hit like button for the newest Russian. This Russian is 3 days old. So that's a little Ruski. And yeah, let me see. The thing that really scared me, guys, again, I told you guys, when my son was born, he was born obviously very dark, the lack of oxygen and all of that. And his hair was so blonde that for the people who weren't here at the beginning, I said, yo, is my son albino? Is he albino? Because his hair looked white against his dark skin. And it really scared me. And of course it will change with age, but guys, because I'm much darker genetics, if you see photos of me, I was born with very, very dark hair. In my family, we have very, very dark hair. So this hair is very Russian, obviously. And you can understand my feelings when I've never seen blonde hair on a kid. I've never seen blonde hair on a kid. So I thought first, oh, he must be albino. So you know what I'm saying? I'll show you guys this photo really quickly. He looking like he's an ugly little potato. Okay, I don't. People will say this is just him. I love him so much. I stay awake at night, and just watch videos that my wife sends me. And I know his hair will change. Here's another photo that they took together. Yes, yes. I know. I know. This is what his hair looks like. Cause right on this photo, he's sucking on the boob, so I can't really zoom out. Um, and I don't want to show my wife's breast. So yeah. Well, I have many other photos, obviously, but they're just for me to watch. But this is Felix Alexander. He's a little Russian boy. I know his hair will be brown. Of course, he's gonna be brown. But for now, he's just a little blonde, you know? But it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the photos. I wanted to share with you guys. Um, I wanted to share with you guys because I think it's a special thing. When you guys tune in for the lives, it looks like you're part of this community. You guys engage with us. You guys watch our videos, and I thought it would be fair for you guys to meet my son in the future. You know, some people will probably disagree. Don't show him on the camera and all these things. Of course, I'm not going to record him all the time. But if Felix is out working on the garden, he's going to be recorded because I will make him work. uh, es lindo. Yeah, he gets like a dirty, he's going to be like a dirty blonde. Eye color will definitely change, guys. We already know. But I know that a lot of people with brown eyes, I don't have brown eyes myself. I know people with brown eyes are born with gray, dark eyes or brown eyes already. And baby eyes change significantly, but his eyes are blue already, very blue. So from blue, they can turn into hazel, they can turn into brown, they can turn into blue, they can turn into green. So baby's eyes, if they're brown, they will probably 99% of the time stay brown. Um, when they're gray, they're usually going to turn either brown, hazel, maybe sometimes blue. But if they're blue, they might have a bigger chance of staying blue. We'll see what happens. I don't care. As long as the eyes work to see, I'm going to be so happy if he has vision. Oh, thank you, my friend. Josh, thank you, brother. Thank you. Hello and congrats. Yeah. Yes, as long as he can see. Anybody who speaks Russian, translate some of these things. Some of these things I don't understand. But Ginger, anyways, I think you're gonna love your little your little nephew. Jerry Segundo is probably out there on the dacha. I haven't seen him. I just got back to Sludanka last night from a loyal subscriber. Thank you. Listen, I know that the people who watch the lives are much different than the people who watch our regular videos, and I kind of have a really different subscriber base than all the other channels because I don't think these other channels do this type of live, right? But I know that the people who watch my lives are probably the closest ones to the channel because you guys know the up-to-date things. Like I showed you photos of my son. I'm probably not going to show photos of my son in a normal video until he's home. So it's going to take a while for me to show him. Say something in Russian. Нет. Нет. Yeah, Russian is a difficult language. I'm going to learn more with my son. И все? Нет. И все? Нет. I know, and that's it. I understand what you're writing, man. I just don't. This is not a. I'm not a Russian. Я не русский. Я не русский. Я не говорю по-русски. Но я учу русский, хорошо. Okay, I need to calm down. I got really excited thinking about my son. Why are you still sober? Because I don't believe in celebrating in this manner. I have to get my things ready for my son. If I get drunk, I can't fix his bed. If I get drunk, I can't buy my wife flowers. If I get drunk, I can't fix the house and clean it. I have no time to get drunk. Да, я мексиканец. Да, и я говорю по-испански. Хорошо. I will take my son to Moscow later this year. Yes, I have time to do this YouTube video to announce what's been happening. You know, there's a big difference between getting drunk and making a video on YouTube. I think if you can't tell the difference, you have to do a little bit of reflection. Okay? You know, it's really interesting. I don't know if you were joking with me or not, but if you think that drinking alcohol and getting drunk is no different than making a video on YouTube, it's a little bit suspect. Okay. Okay, I'm happy that you were joking, brother. I'm really happy that you were joking because it scares me sometimes. I want to say thank you, Eric, for the donation. Again, the support that we get on these lives is incredible. The support that you guys have. If you guys donate to the channel, please ask me something. Write to me on Telegram. I love when you guys write to me and communicate with me. I feel like I want to earn the support. If there's something that I can do, if there's something that you're curious about in Russia, I would really love to answer these questions. I think you should travel more to neighboring counties and compare Russia with them, or countries. I live in Russia, and I can travel Russia and compare Russia with Russia. Yes, so Russians love getting drunk, but we do it after he's born, at least on his first birthday. I was explaining this with Ksenia. I said we don't get drunk on the day of the birth. We get drunk after every birthday. Okay, Mexicans celebrate young kids' birthdays as a celebration for life, so they party and get drunk and dance. But we don't do it on the day of the birth. The day of the birth, the husband, the father figure must be very in tune with what's happening. And we don't celebrate in this manner on the first day, of course. We do it after. And everybody knows Mexicans get crazy drunk on their kids' birthdays. Arnold Lynch says, I I am Russian. I just don't like to drink. Of course not. This is not a thing. I will dive in Baikal December 5 for my birthday in honor of my birthday and in honor of having a new son. So I think I mentioned this on a previous live. If not, I'm saying it now. I said this on my Telegram. As a Mexican American, but with Mexican ancestry, I go in, dive in cold water every year for my birthday. I have gone into coldness as long as I can remember to sacrifice my comfort for God or the gods, whatever you believe in. Every birthday, I sacrifice my comfort for this. But this year's going to be extra special because I have a son now and I will do it in his honor. So every year that I have of life, I'm going to celebrate by honoring my children and my wife because it's another year that I have lived and enjoyed along them. So I will jump into Baikal in their honor. Irkutsk is very different than Moscow. I'll tell you, Eric Dog. Irkutsk, our culture here is much different than what the Russians do west of the Urals. Believe me, the culture here is much more rustic. Um, even even other regions from here. So in Irkutsk, there's a huge hunting culture, camping culture. A lot of people are gardening. A lot of people are farming. In this region, it's like a boondock culture. So some people who come from Moscow, they see our houses here and they say, wow, a wooden house. So a lot of Russians have not seen a wooden house in a long time. And Irkutsk is filled with wooden houses. I think we have the biggest population of wooden houses. A lot of Russians from cities are not used to seeing a city like Irkutsk. So yeah, there's a huge difference even inside of Russia. We have such a rural culture. Alfredo, muchas gracias. Felicitaciones a la familia. Muchas gracias, se te agradece. Y un mensaje en español para toda la gente que esté viendo en español. Ayer hablé con la embajada, el consulado de México en Rusia. Dentro de poco tiempo voy a finalizar los papeles para mi hijo. Vamos a tener que volar a Moscú y le van a dar la ciudadanía mexicana en Moscú. Entonces, Félix Alejandro va a obtener su ciudadanía mexicana en Moscú este año. Muchas gracias, Alfredo. So what I told him is that for all the Spanish speakers, my son will be receiving his Mexican citizenship this year in Moscow. I am not permitted to own a rifle until I'm a citizen, and then I will be able to own a rifle after some time to go hunting. Yes, Irkutsk, I would say, is like a massive town. Not like a village. Where I live is more like a village feeling, but this is a small town. Irkutsk has the feeling of a bustling town, of a village that just turned into a town. I hope you understand what I mean. I will be trying to get my Russian citizenship. A lot of people tell me, are you not scared of going to the military and all this stuff? But no, I think it's easier for me to get citizenship so I can continue with my life in a normal way. I use a bow at my plot, so yeah. I can't use my bow for hunting, but I can use my bow for recreational stuff. Let's see, where's your question? Yo, how's the economy in Russia? Well, the economy in Russia is normal. I'm not an economist, but I can tell you I've lived in Russia almost 4 years, and the gasoline has gone up in 4 years 10 cents. Okay, so that might tell you a little bit about the economy in Russia. Obviously, I bought this apartment with my wife. We were able to buy an apartment. We were able to buy land. The people around me are building houses. If you go to the city of Irkutsk, there's so many buildings, high-rise buildings. So Russia has a wartime economy, but it's building the future Russia right now. Why have you decided to get citizenship in Russia? So why? Because I hate Russian border patrol. I get treated really badly when I come in, and if I have my Russian citizenship, I think they'll treat me a little bit better. I don't like Russian border control. I don't like it. I'm gonna be applying for citizenship next year. Next year is the time. Can we get you mailing address so we can write to you, please? The best thing to do is to write me on Telegram so I can share with you my information. If you want to join our Telegram, it's linked in the description in this video. It's called The Russian Experience. If you want to connect, you can just write to me and we will connect through there. How you got tired of getting sent to a special room? What do you mean? So some people want me to I know they're troll bots. I know some people are like either Ukrainian troll bots or just people who hate Russia. I was born without hate in my heart. So the hate that you guys live through, I won't experience this. And we're not going to feed the trolls this time. Felicidades por tu bebé. Muchas gracias. Yes, I don't like border control, so I'm. Oh no 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 no, bro! I don't want to talk about it. I made a video on it, and it's disgusting. People who hate Russia, people who hate a whole country, are have need to go. Y enfureció. Oh no manches. Y enfureció el palenque cuando un girazo en el redondel. Let me know if I'm back. Is it warm in the apartment? Actually, it's very warm in the apartment. Here, I'll give you guys a little tour again of the apartment. As you guys know, this year we bought an apartment. This is something that we decided to do because we were gonna have a child, and we didn't want to live in someone else's apartment. I wanted to give my son his first home. We have a balcony there. We live on the first floor, but we have a beautiful balcony. Our apartment is really good because it has a awesome foundation. This is the main bedroom. I'm building my wife her vanity. That's my son's bed. Obviously, I'm gonna fix it up. Let me know if the stream is back. Let me know if the sound is on. I'll give you guys a quick tour of the apartment and then we'll answer a question or two and head off here. I am exhausted. I've been I've been uh I've been very stressed a little bit, I think. I'm waiting for my wife to come home. That's what exhausts me. I can't sleep because I want my son and wife to be with me. Can you talk about the kilometer long gas line in No, I don't know about the gas pipe. I don't know about the gas line, my friend. Sorry, I know that Siberia is a very important place. It produces a lot of gas, oil, and raw materials. And I know that Siberia is probably the reason why Russia is the strongest country in the world because it has the most resources in the world. So, yeah, if you're basing power off of resources, Siberia is the world. Anyways. This is the master bedroom. So we're gonna turn this in half. I'm gonna put a closet all the way to the ceiling and make a living room here because this is a big room. This is a huge room. This is the entrance here. This is my son Felix's room and where I record my things. Obviously, after he's done living in our room, he's gonna come to his room. I'm gonna put a carpet here, and it's gonna be very cozy. This is the kitchen. It has nothing. Look at this. We have nothing, no refrigerator yet, but I'm gonna buy that soon. We put the washing machine in. This is the bath. And this is the toilet. And that's it. Oh, when we finish the house, when we finish this apartment, I'll give you guys a better breakdown. How much did you pay for this apartment? We paid about $35,000. It was about $35,000, and yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful apartment. We have it's a little bit over 50 square. It's a little bit over 50 square meters, and that's a nice sized apartment for this part of Russia. For $35,000, this is ours forever, and then it's gonna be our son's. I don't care what he does after, but I wanted to buy a place for my son that's his own, somewhere where then nobody can tell us how to build things or move things around, something that's clean. So yes. Well, we've been going for a little bit over an hour. And I'm going to be making a video a little bit later, so I'm gonna log off of this. Please, if you guys have any questions in the future, watch my next video. If you watch this live, go watch our videos, our long form videos. It helps the channel grow. And it keeps you up to date with what we're doing. The people who watch live, we're obviously much more in tune. Like this person called Lima Bean. Where in Siberia are you? I live in Irkutsk Oblast. I live next to Lake Baikal. If you look at the map of Russia, there's a huge lake in the center of it. I live on the southern shore of that lake. The lake is 5 minutes from this apartment. Believe it or not, I'm 5 minutes away from this apartment. And it's some people can't believe it, but yeah, it's north of Mongolia and it's the southern tip. So I have huge plans for the kitchen, and we're doing the kitchen first because we need to eat, we need to cook. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Please tune in. If you haven't watched my most recent video, go watch it. I'm posting another video today talking about how my son was born and how the whole thing went down. Bye, guys.